What is going on, guys? We have a 9-game NBA slate tonight. It's actually a really good one. I was able to find a decent handful of plays for this video today. I'll be going through some of my top player prop picks for these NBA games tonight. If you're one of the VIPs, you already got all these plays. I posted them a few hours ago for you all. Also with screenshots of my slips and then a long written write-up of each play, kind of talking about why I picked each one and what I like about each one. Very similar to how this YouTube video works, but you do get ahead of any line movement as a VIP. If you wanted to become a VIP and you aren't one already, use the link in the description below and you'll get a 3-day free trial to test out what the VIP experience is like in my Discord. If you don't want to become a VIP and you just want to watch the free videos and be a free member of the Discord, that's completely fine too. The link to join the Discord is in the pinned comment below. The server is completely free. It's a total open space. There are a couple channels that are closed off in there for the VIP members, but if you want to just be an active member of the community, even if you aren't one of the VIPs, come on in, post your plays, post your questions. We're all in there with the same goal, trying to make money betting on sports. Before I get into the plays, though, one more reminder. The website I'm showing here on the screen is called Outlier.bet. This is honestly the #1 research tool out there, and it's the only tool that you could possibly need when it comes to finding winning sports betting picks. Outlier saved me so much time throughout the years just with their player cards, finding these trends and things like that. If you are interested in EV betting, I don't do it too much, but a lot of people are, top-down betting approach. They do have EV Plus in there with their premium subscriptions too. But if you want a 7-day free trial for Outlier, there is a link located below where you can get that free trial. All right, so I have, it looks like 6 plays, 6 straight bets, and then 3 parlay fillers that I'll be sharing with you guys today. Honestly, I really like this slate tonight. Last time I said this, I had a pretty bad night going, like 2-4 or something. But I like the slate. I'm pretty confident in a lot of these plays today too. I probably could have found a lot more plays if I spent some more time researching, digging through all these other player cards and stuff too. But, time constraints, I do work a full-time job, which does get in the way of all this too. And, I post 2 videos per day on a Monday. We have the NFL video that I posted last night. If you haven't watched that one yet, head to my channel and check that one out after this one so you can see who I'm on for the NFL game tonight. I do a lot of written content. I do a lot of stuff, basically, and there's only so many hours in the day, so I only try to find some of my top plays, and then I could find more later on in the day, but that's more of what the VIPs get late at night when I'm just, I have time to chill and find more picks and everything. But let's get into the plays here. I don't want to spend too much of your time because these videos get to tend to be a little bit longer when I do have a lot of plays. But the first play tonight I want to talk about is James Harden under 36.5 points and assists. This line is only on PrizePicks. Underdog Fantasy has this down at 35.5. So if you are on PrizePicks, this is the place to make that bet, or on like Caesars, FanDuel, DraftKings. But always try to get the best number out there between the books. But James Harden's been great this year. He's averaging 36.4 points and assists per game. He's gone over this number in 9 out of 19 games. But I'm more interested in his splits with Kawhi Leonard being active and on the road. So this year, he's played 4 games on the road with Kawhi Leonard active, averaging only 27.5 points and assists per game, going under 3 out of 4 times, going over last time out just barely against the Lakers with 29 points and 9 assists. Looking at last year in the same sample size, same exact situation too. He went under this number 18 out of 21 games on the road. James Harden on the road is a prop that I've been taking for a few years now. Made us a lot of money, so no reason to stop now, especially when the number did get up to this 36.5 number, which is the number that I really like to take on this James Harden points and assists. The next play tonight, we're going to head over to the Orlando Magic. And Angel Reese Jr., or Wendell Carter Jr. himself, Angel Reese's boyfriend. She is rubbing off on him with the bricks and some other things in life. But anyways, he's gone under this number in 14 out of 19 games this year, averaging 19.7 points and rebounds per game. He's actually been pretty solid. He hasn't been too bad this season. But I'm going to filter for games without Paolo Banchero and games with Franz Wagner, just because Wagner's a high usage guy. And we're looking at a sample of 7 games this year without Banchero, with Wagner, where he's gone under this number 6 times, averaging only 18.6 per game. I know he fouled out in here a couple of these times, so that always is a risk with him. And it does help us on the under. When you get in the foul trouble, they got on the bench, it leads to less minutes and less production. But anyways, looking at last year too, go to the last 20 games. We have a 14-game sample size the last 2 years in this situation without Banchero, with Wagner, averaging only 15.6 points and rebounds per game. He always does have double-double upside for like 10 and 10 or something, but you see it's a lot more rare when Banchero is out. So I'm gonna ride this trend tonight. We've been on it for a bit this year since this injury happened. It's been paying off decent for us, and hopefully that continues tonight. The next play I want to talk about is our boy Colin Sexton. We were on him the other night, actually last couple of games, and he's been paying off for us really well. But basically, he's gone over this number in 14 out of 19 games this season, while averaging 20.6 points and assists per game. He comes off the bench. He doesn't start, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a big role. He comes onto the floor and just freaking chucks it, man. The guy's just going to come in. He's going to put up shots for you. Kind of reminds me of what Scoot Henderson used to do for us last year. If we filter for games with Brandon Miller, with LaMelo Ball, and with Miles Bridges, because these are the 3 main usage guys on the Hornets. So games with them in this year, Sexton is averaging 22 points and assists, which is way over the 17.5 number, going over this number in 5 out of 6 games, ending with 17 on the dot in 1 game in which he only shot the ball 6 times, which is very unlike him. I think he gets enough time and volume on the floor. His minutes are very sporadic. You see it ranges from 17 minutes all the way up to 33 minutes, but it doesn't even matter. He had 18 points and assists on 17 minutes a few games ago. The game before that, he was on 17, which is a solid floor, nonetheless, for a guy like this. He just got to come in, take his shots. He'll get a handful of assists too, probably 3+ assists, but he can honestly get there on the points alone, and that's exactly what I look for on a guy like Colin Sexton. Plus, the matchup's pretty nice too. Brooklyn is not a very good team, and I know this because I am a lifelong dreadful Nets fan. But anyways, let's keep going with the plays here. The next one is going to be Underdog Fantasy only. If you are not on Underdog yet and you want to sign up for an account with Underdog Fantasy, sign up using code LayTheHouseRM, or use the link in the description or my link tree below, and it will automatically apply the promo code for you. What that does is that gives you a decent deposit bonus, a little more extra promos than you would normally get without a promo code too. So a lot of discounted picks, a lot of free wins too, at least to start out on your account. Plus, if you do sign up with my code and send me a DM with like a screenshot or something, or just letting me know that you did it, I'll send you a link for 3 months for free of the VIP. That gets you through the entirety of the football season at this point, almost all the way through the Super Bowl, if not through the Super Bowl by now. Most of the NBA season too, through the All-Star break. It's just something that I do to encourage you guys to sign up with my code, because anytime someone signs up with my promo code Underdog Fantasy, you guys have no idea how much it helps the channel and me and everything too. So it's the least you can do if you don't have an account over there. I always talk about you need to have accounts in all these different books, mainly because you want to look for the right number. Sengun is 11.5 on Underdog Fantasy, but he's 10 on PrizePicks. So why would you limit yourself to this 10 number on PrizePicks when you can easily just go to a different app and get 1.5 points more on a prop that you're getting a much better number on just by opening a different app and moving your money around? So that's a perk for signing up for Underdog Fantasy. The reason why I'm on this Sengun under, I've been on this basically the entire season, mainly on the road though. So just in general in the year, Sengun's gone under this number in 14 out of 17 games, averaging only 9.6 points in the first half. Looking at the away games, he's gone under in 9 out of 10 away games this year. And then we also can look at last year too. He went under this number in 29 out of 38 away games last year too. Only 72% in general, so he was going under way more often on the road, because that's why the percentage increases when you turn the toggle on for the away games. So it was 76% on the road, and it would be 68% at home. So much better at going under this number on the road last season. And I value home and road splits a lot in basketball. But anyways, under in 9 out of 10 away games this year. Just another prop in the first half market that I've been steaming. There's a couple of these that I just take every single night, and you're going to see a reoccurring theme here on these next 2 picks from a lot of my previous videos too. So the next picks I'm on is Donovan Mitchell. under 19.5 first half PRA, same situation as Sengun. You're getting an extra point on Underdog Fantasy when PrizePicks has it at 18.5. So if you are taking this under on Donovan Mitchell first half PRA, you have to take it on Underdog Fantasy. Don't come in here posting a slip with 18.5 on PrizePicks when you easily can get the 19.5 on Underdog Fantasy. But anyways, this has been a prop I've been on all year, just like Sengun. Under in 15 out of 19 games in general, 7 out of 8 away games as well. I believe they're also on a back-to-back. And if you're looking at the back-to-backs this year for Donovan Mitchell, averaging only 11 in the first half PRA on the second leg of a back-to-back this year. Looking at last year too, he went under 10 out of 13 times on the second leg of a back-to-back, but in general, 73% of the time, and then 80% of the time on the road too. So really good spot on Mitchell, 19.5 first half PRA. Obviously, this could get muddled a little bit with Darius Garland out, but honestly, it does not make a difference. Looking at the last 20 games without Darius Garland being active, Mitchell averages only 15.2 first half PRA, going under 17 out of 20 times. So it's a good sample size for Donovan Mitchell. Obviously, he has the potential to erupt for like 25 points in the first half. That's going to happen here and there. That's what happens when you take these star player unders, but it's just the name of the game. And if you keep just making these correct decisions, it honestly pays out in the long run. Like you guys have probably noticed if you've been following me for a while, I generally just try to stick to the same markets over and over and over again until they either price me out with the line, or the player just turns a corner, or the role just completely changes because of the injury or something like that. But let's head to the final straight bet before I get into the parlay fillers. That is Pascal Siakam over 17.5 first half PRA. Same situation as Sengun and Donovan Mitchell. However, this number is starting to get a little bit higher. We were getting this at 16.5 for a while. Now it's starting to get up to 17.5. I wouldn't be shocked if a couple weeks from now you're getting 19.5 and maybe even 20.5 on this number for Siakam if he continues this trend. But he's gone over this number 13 out of 19 games this year, averaging 19.1 first half PRA per game. Home games, it's been 9 out of 10. It's going to be a close one. These first half ones are always tough. The one time he went under against Charlotte, he actually got into really big foul trouble too. He had 4 fouls in the first half. That's just going to happen here and there. It's the variance in the game. But if you keep making these correct decisions, they do pay off in the long run. So Siakam over 17.5 first half PRA is the last play for the straight bets. Now let's head over to the parlay fillers or green goblin plays. I know some of you guys love to just bet these instead. Totally fine. I win these probably a little bit over like 80-85% at this point this year. Been a little bit down for me on these lately for the NBA. Mainly because the rotations are different. It's still taking me a bit of time to learn how the rotations are happening, and then just obviously the injury situations too just mess with everything. But anyways, the first one is Kawhi Leonard over 24.5 PRA. He's gone over in 38 of his last 40 games when James Harden is active on the season, averaging 33.6 PRA, smashing this number sometimes and sometimes just ticking over this number. But looking at last season too, 34 out of 44 games, and there is the long stretch of 29 out of 30 games where he was just consistently going over this number. The minutes have been there this year. He is playing up over 30 minutes a game or so, about 28 on a lower end as compared to last season, which is around what he will get to for the most part throughout the year. So good spot for Kawhi Leonard to go over this PRA, and it's kind of a negative correlation with our James Harden under too. The other play from the same game as a parlay filler, I was actually on this the other night too. Bam Adebayo over 14.5 points and assists. Going over this number 13 out of 14 times this year. Only time he didn't was a game where he did only play 8 minutes against the Nuggets. Tends to happen here and there, averaging 21.43 points and assists per game, even with that dud in there. Solid spot for Bam Adebayo, and he even went over this number 87% of the time last year and 80% of the time at home. Not asking for too much on a 14.5 points and assists for a starter that's going to be on the floor a lot. And then the final play, we're going to go back to our guy, Colin Sexton, over 9.5 points. I wanted to do the points and assists, but they weren't giving me the 11.5 that they were giving us the other day. So their 9.5 points is about just as good. Over this number in 18 out of 19 games this year. Only miss was a game where he had 9 points and he shot 2 out of 7 from the floor. He's going to be on the floor for a decent amount off the bench. He comes in, he takes a lot of shots. He should be able to get 10 points in this one against a weak Brooklyn Nets defense. So that's going to wrap things up today. I know a little bit longer. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Only about about 15 minutes today. So I guess I spoke a little fast for you guys, but that's all the plays for tonight in the NBA. If you want to check out the NFL picks video, just head to my channel and watch that one too. I have 2 picks in the NFL, and we're coming off another massive Sunday yesterday, and we are live for a really big parlay to hit tonight. So hopefully the one pick comes through for us. If you want to join the Discord, completely free to join. The link is in the pinned comment below. And if you want to become a VIP, get a 3-day free trial by using the link in the description below. Best of luck on your picks tonight, everybody, and thanks for watching.